Welcome, Coral Reef Aquarium School Basic. Today is our 17th episode and we will be talking about maintenance. Now, the tank has been running for a few weeks and it is time to get started with the maintenance scheme. Now, concerning maintenance, what is most important, I think, is that you establish a routine and you make sure to get continuity in your maintenance schedule. Don't wait until your corals start looking dull, because at that point it's going to be a long way back, I think. Now for this course we will focus on basic, so I will present a robust maintenance scheme composing of water changes, absorbents replacement and algae scraping. Very basic. Starting with the water changes, I would recommend to change somewhere between 10 to 50% per week, depending on your system. I think 10% can be a little bit too little if you have sensitive corals with high growth rate and you don't do supplemental dosing of trace elements. So if you want to go basic, I think you should go a little bit above 10% water change. Now on the picture to the right, I think you see the basic equipment for a water change. So we have a mixing bucket, there's a pump for the mixing, and then there's a heater, and there's also actually a spare thermometer just to check the temperature. And then I have a bucket of salt. In this case I'm going to mix 10 liters of water. So I have a bucket with 10 liters of water and then a small bucket with salt. And there is 370 grams of salt in that bucket on the picture. And then I also have one hose for the siphoning and one hose for pumping back the water into the aquarium. Historically there used to be one hose doing both jobs, but I see now on the latest Maxi Jet pumps they're doing 16mm outlets, so I had to upgrade. And doing the upgrade I also upgraded with actually having a hook on the hose for getting the water back into the aquarium. Okay, what you don't see on the picture is a towel. Forgot the towel, and then the salinity meter. We will need to check the salinity as well before doing the mix. Oh yes, and I also see that on the picture there is prepared one small bag of phosphate absorbents. We'll get back to that. Now on the absorbents, I replace activated carbon every 4 weeks, and the phosphate absorber I do, so to say, replace it more frequently. My scheme is that I keep one bag mixed with carbon and phosphate remover, and this one I keep in the tank for 4 weeks. After 2 weeks I introduce a second bag, but the second bag is only phosphate remover, and this one I keep for 4 weeks as well. Now furthermore, we will start collecting some green algae on the window. So I also use an algae scraper, and it's a razor blade style, but I use one which allows the hands to be out of the water. And then I think it's important, despite it being stainless steel on the razor blade, it is very important to rinse it with fresh water after use. So I think that is it. A very basic scheme. In our next episode we will move forward and talk about the next coral, being the brain coral. Now we will do as we usually do, and we will move over to the project phase. Stay tuned. So, first step, double check your salinity. Perfect. Then don't forget to rinse. So let it dry before you stow it away. Salinity was good. Light off, pump off, and also now that we put it off, we need to put the automatic top off unit. We need to disconnect it. It's quite common that they freak out when you put the power back on. On the change water, it's also important to check the temperature. And hose to siphon to mark the end which you keep in the mouth and the other one in the tank. The clownfish, they are typically quite curious, so I need to multitask and make sure that the clownfish are not curious to go into the siphon, because that could be a roller coaster. This is not perfect. I've tried to fill in the back here, but then I actually get a flow over and it starts disturbing the sand quite a lot. I don't want to hit the corals too much, and I don't want to hit the rock. So, sorry, I don't want to hit the sand, so I try to hit the rock. And One thing which is important, when I do the mixing I use a heater. But make sure to unplug the heater in very due time before you start pumping off the water, else you will likely crack the heater. Lights on, pumps on. Now, to avoid salinity shifting, I always check the level in the back of the sump, and here I see that I need to pour back some water from the tank, and let's see if we can do that, because else that would be fresh water. And then final thing is, this is second week, so I will add some phosphate absorbents.